All right, let's jump right in because what we're seeing right now is a massive global crisis unfolding in real time. Seriously, the map of the Middle East is being redrawn as we speak. This is, without a doubt, the biggest military escalation we've seen in the region for decades. And it all kicked off with one single seismic event. We're talking about the death of a hugely powerful leader who'd been in charge for ages. And just like that, a massive power vacuum opened up. And the consequences? Well, they hit fast. Right now, the global economy is literally being choked because one of the most critical shipping lanes for oil and gas on the planet, it's been completely shut down. And you know what happens next. The world's major powers, they're getting dragged right into the middle of this. We're talking boots on the ground, jets in the air, warships on the move. So, okay, let's break down exactly how we got to this point. All right, first things first. To really get a grip on what's happening, you have to look at the spark that lit the fuse. And that was the fall of a leader, a death that created a power vacuum and pretty much ignited the entire region. So here's the man at the center of it, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran. On March 4th, 2026, after decades in power, he died. And the reaction was, well, it was everything, all at once. Some were mourning, others were celebrating in the streets. But for everyone, there was this deep, deep uncertainty. That leadership void, it didn't stay empty for long. It triggered the conflict almost immediately. So with all this chaos brewing, Iran's military went into what they called a total war scenario. Their response was a massive retaliatory strike, one of the biggest we have seen in modern history. And when I say massive, I mean it. The scale is just staggering. Get this, we're talking about more than 500 ballistic missiles launched. And as if that wasn't enough, that missile barrage was paired with a swarm, a literal swarm of over 2,000 drones, all hitting at the same time. Now, you have to understand, these weren't just random shots in the dark. No, these were highly strategic surgical strikes aimed right at key U.S. and allied targets. We're talking the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia, air bases in Qatar, and, crucially, those oil refineries that keep the world's economy humming. Okay, so this isn't just happening in one place. The battlefronts are erupting everywhere. From the sky to the sea, this war is getting wider by the minute. So, up in the air, you've got this incredible situation. There are reports of Israeli F-35s, some of the most advanced jets in the world, in dogfights with Iranian fighters, and this is happening right over the skies of Tehran. Then, at the very same time, you look at the ground. A land war has kicked off. The Israeli Defense Forces have actually moved across the border into Lebanon to take on Hezbollah directly. And it's not just in the Middle East. The fight has spilled out into the sea. Way out off the coast of Sri Lanka, a U.S. substrike has left an Iranian warship hit, with over 100 Iranian sailors reported missing. This thing is going global. So, you might be thinking, how does this affect me? Well, this is where it hits home. These are the global economic shockwaves, and this is how this conflict directly impacts your wallet. The single biggest problem right now, the Strait of Hormuz is blocked. And to be clear, this isn't just some shipping lane. Think of it as the jugular vein for the world's energy supply. Something like a fifth of all the oil the world uses every day passes through this tiny channel. And right now, it's closed for business. And the fallout is immediate. I mean, you've probably already noticed it. Global oil and gas prices have absolutely skyrocketed. We're hearing warnings of a global recession that could be as bad as what we saw in 2020. Major hubs like Dubai are even closing their airports because they are right in the line of fire. It's a mess. So how is the world reacting? Well, as you can probably guess, it's a world divided. The international response is completely fractured. There's no unified plan here, just a lot of conflicting opinions. Let's start with the U.S. military. From their point of view, this is a success. Admiral Brad Cooper from U.S. Central Command says, quote, "We have severely degraded Iran's air defenses." Basically, he's saying their strikes worked, and they've taken away Iran's ability to hit back for now. But then you have the view from the U.S. administration, which goes even further. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is talking about a much bigger mission. He said, "We will systematically take apart their missile program. We will destroy their navy." So this isn't just about defense. They're talking about completely dismantling Iran's military power. But back in the States, not everyone is on board. Not even close. You've got fierce political opposition. Representative Hakeem Jeffries came out and said, Donald Trump has unconstitutionally and illegally chosen to launch a war. That just shows you how divided things are, even within the U.S. Meanwhile, over in Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is pointing the finger for the ground war straight at Hezbollah. He's basically saying Hezbollah is dragging Lebanon into a fight over the death of Iran's leader, something he says has nothing to do with them. And if we zoom out even further, the international stance is, well, it's complicated. You've got NATO, who on one hand condemns Iran for targeting Turkey, but on the other hand, they're kind of praising the results of the U.S. strikes. Then you have allies like Spain saying, nope, you can't use our military bases for this. And at the same time, the UN is deeply alarmed, worried about what could happen to prisoners and protesters inside Iran amidst all this chaos. Look, this whole situation is changing by the hour. Global security, the world economy, it's all hanging in the balance, which leaves us with the one question that really matters. Is this the beginning of a massive, full-scale regional war, or is there any chance diplomacy can find a way to pull us back